Coach, how have the last couple of days of practice looked as prepare for this weekend series?
Good. I mean, we similar to what we did Monday, we've been doing yesterday and even today. So just trying to simplify things and I want to say be elementary, but just like not overcomplicate the game. So just some really, really simple drills and executing them at a high level, followed by intense game-like situational drills.
What adjustments to the practice plans have been made this week as opposed to prior?
Really just trying to highlight, in hitting in general, you want to try to highlight what your strengths are to continue to work on them and also work on your weaknesses where we've isolated some guys and even as a team really trying to focus on what the weakness has been, and that's been missing fastballs in the count and then the adjustment to 2 strikes and what you're trying to do and how the situation changes and really just trying to hammer down on that. And that's not a reaction thing. That's something we've been doing. It's just we're going to highlight it more and continue to do it no matter how we do.
What's the latest with Sorrell, and is he going to be available this weekend?
He should be available in some capacity. What that capacity is going to depend on how he feels moving forward. Just got to talk with the training staff, medical staff. Right now they have it as like pinch hit available. To me, DH and pinch hit are a similar thing. So we're just going to try to balance that out the best we can and also, take his health into consideration, obviously, clearly. But it's going to be it'll be a little bit, part of him, me, medical staff, all kind of agreeing on what we're going to do. But I would, you will see him out there. It won't be on defense.
Okay.
Defense is not an option. That's maybe a question for next weekend, but more, pinch hit, DH, we'll kind of see how it plays out.
So is he as close to 100% as he's been? You'd say
I don't know how to put a percentage on him, but I mean, he's not 100 because if he's 100, he'd be in the outfield.
Sure.
And 100 would mean also he could handle the volume of being in the outfield, being on his feet, playing 3 days in a row, 100% when he swings and 100% in certain instances. But like even if he does hits a double, you're not going to see him booking it 100%. Like I've instructed him to keep it at 60, 70%, just because we don't want to push it.
So if he does move into a DH role, do you see Schott maybe playing outfield some? Or?
Yeah, you could see. I could see a scenario where Schott's in left. So
Okay.
It's a situation we're in, right? I mean, guys play hurt and be asked to do things that are uncomfortable, but they're willing to do it. I mean, Schott with the knee, it's not ideal to put him in left, but if we need to get more offensive, we might have to do some things to get more offensive. So we're just kind of evaluating and kind of looking at the matchup. And I wouldn't be shocked if you saw that, but at the same time, it's really going to depend on how those guys feel and what we think we can do to keep them healthy throughout the remainder of the season.
I'm sure Caden's return is just a welcome sight for you guys, but what's the biggest challenge of a guy jumping in at 6 weeks into the season at this point, trying to be inserted now as opposed to maybe the beginning of the year?
Yeah, I mean, it's because the game is way harder than practice. I mean, he's been standing in on bullpens since he got hurt, trying to keep his eyes fast. I mean, we have machines that can do everything a pitcher can, and he took some live ABs yesterday and hit the ball really well, but it is different in a game. The thing that's different about Caden Sorrell is just his mindset and just his attitude and his instincts to perform. So yeah, there's obviously it's always different in a game, but we try to get it as close as we can and then kind of see what happens in the game. But he's someone I'm really confident in.
And then just updates on Cash and Josh Stewart.
Cash is hitting right now, just going. He took some light ground balls, just light hitting today. I expect him to be available tomorrow, but with a back, just like the other day. I mean, he hurt it playing catch is a freak thing. But yeah, he wants to play and he's going to do everything he can, and we're going to do everything we can to get him out there. So I expect him to be out there unless there's another setback.
Yeah,
Stewart's he won't be available, and we're I don't want to say it's not going well, but we're just certain progress is not being made. No fault of his. I mean, he's got the knee issue, so it's just not heading in the direction I think we wanted to head in. But he's still got a little bit of time to try to figure that out. It's just not happening as fast as he would like and we would like, and no fault to anyone. It's just an injury thing and it's tough to deal with.
So inserting Sorrell is one thing that's going to have to shift some things around. But do you still anticipate playing with the lineup still, and where guys are playing, even in the outfield, apart from Sorrell?
Yeah, I mean, I think the top is going to stay the same. If Sorrell does play, if he were to start at DH, I don't think I'd insert him in one of the first 4 spots, but he'd be right there in the middle. It'd kind of shift the bottom down a little bit, but I anticipate us still sticking with how the top has been with Kent, Hensler, LaViolette, Keel, and then kind of work from there, adding Sorrell in maybe in that 5 spot if he is able to DH. If not, it'll be pretty similar to what it was the other day if Cash is in the lineup. And then if Sorrell for some can play, it'll just shift everyone back a little bit and try to keep that left-right balance throughout the order.
When you look at Kentucky, what are kind of your initial thoughts on their club and kind of what they're going to bring into College Station this week?
Yeah, they're also, I mean, they steal bases. They do little things right. They will bunt probably more so than other SEC teams and have for years. So it's really about if they give us an out, we have to take an out. From a pitching standpoint, they pitch well. They do everything. I mean, they're like it's just your typical SEC weekend where we're looking at them. I think they got 2 wins in conference. They do a lot of stuff well, and I'm sure they're looking at us with no wins, saying like they do a lot of stuff well too. It's just going to be about who plays better on that day and takes care of business. But I think for us, it's going to be limiting extra opportunities. Like when you get an out, take an out. Don't let that out you didn't get out turn into a bigger inning.
Well, you mentioned the bunting and kind of their small ball approach. Have y'all put an extra emphasis on things like PFPs in practice this week, knowing that would be something that y'all might face?
We've put an emphasis on it all year, and we just did it out in the rain. So yeah, we put a little extra into it, but it's not something that's new. We're just going back over what we do in the routine of the bunt defense, and really bunt defense is really about making sure people are in the right spots. You got to assume in a game, because they do it in practice, that you can pick up the bunt and throw it to first, but it's really about being in position so you're not surprised and get caught off guard.
You spoke about lineup construction a little bit a while ago, but when it comes to Keel being in that top 4, why do you like him behind LaViolette, and what does he bring to the offense early on in the lineup?
Yeah, I think ideally, I guess traditionally like 4 holes is big power position where it can be if you have the right personnel. But for me, with those first 3 guys, I think they've done well. I think they can do better, but I'm assuming they're going to get on base. And what I want is in that spot is someone that can move the baseball, like someone that puts balls in play with guys on base. Also, if guys are on base, he's not, knock on wood, but he's not your typical double play threat either. So you got 1 out, first and second. Maybe not double play, maybe nobody out first and second. I guess that wouldn't be possible, but just his ability to put his bat on the ball. He doesn't chase. Now I know he did a little this weekend. I think he's done enough where I'm gonna, give him a pass, so to speak. He's had a great year. And when it mattered in the 9th inning in the last game, what he do? He got a base hit. So he's just done a good job of putting the bat on the ball, swinging at the right pitches, and when he gets on base, he causes havoc. But I just like his ball and play ability in the 4-hole. With those guys in front of him, assuming they get on base.
Given what's transpired the last couple of weekends, how have you seen the team react and respond from an urgency standpoint?
They haven't changed in the fact that they're super, the urgency is there, and that's the cool part about my job is I got to be inside these walls and see how these guys attack it every single day, and there's no quitting this team, and they've. If anything, they've just picked it up a notch. And you'll see it in our play. I'm fully confident that like you have. It's just about us playing 9 innings. You never know when the game is going to get you, right? And I think in 6 conference games, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty close. We've either had a chance to win in the 9th or lost in the 9th. And like I've articulated to them, it's not the 9th. It's not the 9th. The 9th is highlighted more because it's the end of the game, but it is somewhere in those innings, someone's got to get the hit with 2 outs. Someone's got to make the play. But no, they're ready to go. They're ready to go, and I'm fully confident that they're going to come out tomorrow and they're going to give you the product I think people deserve to see, and I think we're right there. And I've always felt like that. It's just we got to get one, right? We got to get that win to feel it, right? Because sometimes it can work either way, and you just got to get to a point where you're in the game and you expect to win. You're not waiting on something else to happen.
Along those lines, speaking of that urgency, getting that first conference win, just kind of how critical, even mentally from a standpoint, is it to kind of getting your season turned around.
For sure. I mean, we got. It's got to happen at some point, and sooner the better. So, yeah. I mean, I think you will see a sense of urgency tomorrow. I think, like you've seen, but hopefully, it's a sense of urgency with production, right? Because urgency is great, and you need it. Baseball's hard. It is very hard. It's a skill game, and you have to produce point blank, and we have to hit better. Like there's no secret about that. I feel like our pitching's in a good spot. I feel like we've cleaned up defense. I think that's evident, but we got to hit. We got to hit. You got to get on base. And like I told him the other day, it's about getting on base. Well, I just said you got to hit. It's about going up there with the idea of getting on base, because in a game there's 27 outs. How many times can you get on base? Infinite. You can get on as many times as you want. So the name of the game is get on base. Limit them on base, we get on base, get 27 outs, and look up at the end of the day. But we have to get on base. So I'll change what I said about we got to hit. We just got to get on base more. I think we get on base more, it breeds confidence, you get going. I'm just looking for, that second and third, 2 outs, and someone hits a double. And then the next guy hits a single, and it's like bam, 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 real quick, and you're on the board. That's just something, we've been lacking, is that timely hitting piece. And but every day I wake up and I see the best version of these players, and they do the same thing, and I'm excited to watch them compete tomorrow. Thank you, guys.